Past few months, you know, all the friends, all the acquaintances I developed in high school, everyone has just been like, dude, like, that kid John Mark, he's so weird now, like, what's going on with him? But it's really just because, you know, I realized, like, I don't care about any of these people. I didn't want to accept the fact that 99% of the time that I was spending with people, it was just, you know, connections that were in vain. They meant absolutely nothing. It was just a social connection, you know, a status, a clout connection. I quit drinking completely. I quit smoking weed. I smoked weed from the age of like 14 to the age of 18, multiple times every single day. And so many times I told myself I was gonna stop, but that inner bitch inside of me would just validate. Like, I would smoke before my workouts and be like, oh, like, you need it for your workouts, it's okay. Or like, it calms your anxiety, it's okay. The anxiety that I was literally bringing on myself by popping 70 milligrams of Vyvanse a day, or by popping like 3 Adderalls a day and smoking weed on top of it and drinking and just scrolling endlessly on social media platforms all day just to fill a void. And it's like, oh, my anxiety, that's self-brought. What is good, YouTube? My name is John Mark Stevenson. Intro video. What am I gonna be doing on this channel? What am I gonna be talking about? What kind of videos am I gonna be making? This is my first video, so bear with me on the quality. I don't have my camera with me right now. Let me shut off the whatever that was on my radio. So a little intro video. I know most people won't watch this, but when I get where I'm going, I want people to be able to have a reference of what I came from, and how my content has gotten better over time. You know, I feel like all the biggest creators that do have reference videos to what they came from, it's just very inspirational to go back and look. So that's my goal with this. I'll keep it brief, I'll keep it short. We're about to go into a bulk right now, and my goal is about 240 pounds. I'm about 210 right now, eating a lot. A lot of food is relative. I'm not tracking it. You know, I'm not eating shitty, like I don't really eat out at all. It's just a lot of, you know, meat, rice, carbs from like potatoes and stuff. I need to up my veggies. I definitely need to do better on that. A lot of ground beef. That's just what I like to eat. I get full, I'm lean, I feel good. But obviously, I'm a bodybuilder. I'm 19 years old. I'm also an entrepreneur. More about that. This whole channel is gonna be about like a philosophical mindset, growth mindset, bodybuilding, business, just my daily life. I feel like I have a lot of interesting things to do, a lot of interesting things to talk about, and a lot of controversial and interesting takes on the world and how it operates. And maybe nobody wants to watch it, or maybe nobody cares, but if just a couple people are watching this and getting value from it, or being inspired, or if I can help them in any way, then I'll sleep better at night and I'll feel like I'm helping people. I've always wanted to have a YouTube channel. I probably started like 4 since I was little, just things that I'm doing, but I never had, I guess, the discipline. I've always been extremely disciplined, but I never had the discipline to actually fulfill having a YouTube channel. And that was just the immaturity in me. Like, I wanted to make videos of myself, but you know, I wasn't old enough to make true content that people could perceive value from. And I feel like that's just where I went astray with it. But now it's absolutely time to kill it. I've got a leg day video coming for y'all. I'm gonna talk about my split, just absolutely everything. I'm gonna go in and smash legs right now, and then I'm gonna come back and talk to y'all some more. It's just gonna be super raw, talk about who I am, you know, what goes on in my head, and what I'm gonna be giving to y'all through this channel. Let's go. What up, y'all? So I just absolutely killed a leg workout. Absolutely destroyed. And you know, there's nothing like those thoughts after the gym, you know, the clarity of headspace. If you're truly a bodybuilder, if you truly are, you know, experienced in the space of working out at all, it's just, a lot of people look at it from the outside and they think it's just a search for vanity of self, like, oh, look at me, you know, I'm this big jacked dude, I've got these muscles, look at my physique, like something to show off. And I think for a lot of us it did start that way, you know, when we were youngins, and you know, we want to be big, we want to be jacked, we want to have something that, you know, we can validate ourselves through. But I think there comes a point when we all learn that it's truly more than that, because there's only so much as a man that the satisfaction of, you know, something superficial like that brings. And I think once you learn that, that's when you really start taking it to a whole new level. Because when you truly step into manhood, like, things just change completely. Your fulfillment comes from things that are so much deeper than, you know, just surface level pleasure and, you know, feeling good to the outside world. You can only carry that fake persona for so long if you don't, like, walk it and truly live it every single day with your actions that come from your heart. And so that's just been weighing on me heavily. And like I said in the first clip, you know, I've wanted to start a YouTube channel for a long time. And I think it was, you know, God's path that I haven't started until now. You know, I've made some videos here and there, but I've never been in the headspace to truly get on camera and be vulnerable. I think because a lot of the things I wanted to talk about, I wasn't actually living out, and I would have felt like a fraud. So just being able to come on here and express openly with you guys, I feel like that would just truly step up my fulfillment and every single day. I'm a big purpose over pleasure type of guy, and I know that, you know, you can only sustain yourself so long through, like, drinking, going out, doing stuff that just brings surface level pleasure before you start to feel empty, and you're just filling that hole with just more and more just instant gratification and instant dopamine. It takes a real rock bottom experience to realize that no matter what you do to serve yourself, eventually, you know, you get to a point where you're like, what else can I do? And you just know that that's just a path of just serving yourself, and it never truly gets you to that place that fills that void of what you're searching for. Really, until you extract from yourself and start to serve others in your actions, I don't think you'll be able to feel like you have accomplished your mission. I think that's what we're called to do as men. We're called to lead, and it's hard. Like, it's really hard. But once you, that's a cool bite. Once you step into that real identity of being a man and putting others before yourself, I think it's just a whole new look on life, and a whole new realization that every single solitary day is an opportunity, and that the world is as you make it. You know, because the world is not as it is as you are. And for some people that might go over your head, I'll give you a little explanation. The way I think about it is, you know, say you really, really need a job. And this might be a cliche explanation or example, but I think it'll resonate with a lot of you. If you really, really need a job, and, you know, you get hyped up, you prepare for this interview, you just, you know, you envision it, you kind of idolize it in your head. It's like, this is the one, this is what's going to come out of it, this is what's about to happen. And, you know, you get all hyped up, you make that scenario in your head, and you go and everything goes right, but you don't get the job, or you know, something happens that, you know, you don't end up living out that scenario that you felt in your head. And you can look at it as, God, like, why is the world this way? Why did I not get this? You know, but if you look at it as the world is not as it is as you are, it can change the whole scenario. Because if you go into that thinking, you know, the world is as it is and I can't change it, then if you don't get the job, you don't get the job, and that sucks. But if you realize that the world is as you are and you don't get the job, you're like, you know what? This could be because there's a better opportunity coming for me. Or this could be because, that job's about to completely go out of business. Or, there's some untrustworthy people in there, or some people doing some dirty business, and you could have ended up in an even worse scenario. But because you realize that the world is as you are, you can be like, you know what? This is for the best. And every single opportunity, as long as you gave your 100% effort, and if that doesn't happen, you can know the world is as I am. So as I think, so shall my outcome be. And that's just one thing I felt heavily that I need to share with you guys. But, enough of the after gym thoughts. Let me just tell y'all a little about me and my story. And and then we'll absolutely get to this YouTube channel. I love learning, and not on some corny shit. I truly love learning how I can sharpen my mind and sharpen my skills and sharpen my abilities every single day. And it takes a toll mentally. There's a lot of pressure that comes with it, but I feel like there's no fulfillment in living any day short of that, if y'all know what I mean. And so I just graduated from high school. I took the really less conventional route. I started my own business. I'm working my ass off. The last semester of high school, I chose to do online classes. I was waking up at about 4 a.m. every morning. I deleted all my social media. I was learning how to start a business. I was going to the gym. I'd wake up at 4, meditate, do my morning routine, listen to a podcast or something while I eat, and then I would go work out, and then I would work all day long. Whether it was, I would just jump here and there doing all these different jobs and, freelancing for people, moving. I would do 12, 13-hour junk hauling days. And that was humbling. In my head, I felt like, man, I'm capable of so much more than this, but it was money and I needed a lot of capital to start my business. And while keeping up with online school, because it's not like I had a lighter load or anything. It was definitely online so I could manage it better. But it was just a grind all day long. Man, it was hard. Some of the loneliest nights and mornings of my whole life were during that time period. But I had a vision, and every single day I was working towards it. And I'm not trying to act like I've fulfilled too much or anything. Obviously, you can see, I'm driving a little Acura. I'm just stacking all of my money right now, not spending anything on myself, putting everything back into the business, putting everything into acquiring as many skills as I can, because skills are the only thing that just compound throughout your life, and they have just exponential return on investment. The best investment you can make is in yourself. I truly believe that. So the reason I'm starting this YouTube channel is just, to share my journey with you guys. I have a true conviction that I'm going to realize every single one of the goals that I have, because I will never stop working for them. I don't care how long it takes me, 5, 10, 15, 20 years. I can never fail if I never stop. And I just think it would be so beautiful to be able to look back on this journey and have documented the whole thing. I'd love to grow an audience that I can be vulnerable with and truly help and genuinely inspire, because I'm 19 years old and I've got so much more life to live. But for what I have experienced, I'd love to be that older brother or mentor to kids out there that are younger than me, that I've been in their position, and just be able to just give them a little bit of advice if they need it, if they're feeling stuck. Because I know what it's like to be a young man growing up and going through high school, and all the hormone changes and chemicals in your brain, and all the extreme highs and extreme lows, and the weird shit that you go through, and all the things that you learn, the things that come on super fast, the pressures, the anxieties, the depressions. And I'm a big, depression is self-made, but when we're scrolling on TikTok all day long, getting caught in social circles and drinking and smoking and all that stuff, depression is 100% on set through all those things, because you're not living your life to your fullest potential. But a lot of young men, including myself, did not know that. It's just why is there this empty hole inside of me? Why is there this void? Let me fill it with as much as I can. Let me fill it with as much as I can. And it just led to trough after trough after trough. But I really believe that, I know that the depth of your struggle determines the height of your success. And if I can just be, anyone's determining factor that just helps them out or makes them, like, even if you're my age or older and you're struggling and you're just like, dude, there's another young guy out there who's, struggling just like me, but he is, holding himself accountable every single day. And, you guys will also hold me accountable, because I know, like, in those low moments, like, dude, my audience is counting on me. Like, my guys are counting on me. I just think that would be something real beautiful. I know everyone these days wants to be a fitness influencer, and everyone wants to go out there and, make money from social media and stuff like this. But the most valuable opportunity to me is really just to have, a group of people that I inspire, just like a community that I can, share my ideas with. And I know it'll take a really long time for people to, adapt my way of thinking and the way I talk and shit. And who knows, like, everyone on the internet could think I'm super annoying, but that's cool with me. I've had that happen plenty of times. I was the super popular kid in high school, constantly looking for validation from other people, bringing others down and things like that. And these past few months, all the friends, all the acquaintances I developed in high school, everyone has just been like, dude, like, that kid John Mark, he's so weird now, like, what's going on with him? But it's really just because, I realized, like, I don't care about any of these people. Like, half the people I called my friends, like, when I deleted social media for like 8-9 months, I didn't get a single text from any of them. When I stopped checking up on people, they didn't care. It was like I didn't exist. And I knew it would happen. And I'll be honest, that's why I didn't delete socials for a long time, because I didn't want to accept the fact that 99% of the time that I was spending with people, it was just, connections that were in vain. They meant absolutely nothing. It was just a social connection, a status, a clout connection. And, it felt really lonely when I did go on like that. But I'm telling you, my energy and my vibration came up so much. And it got to the point where I was like, dude, every time I post on social media about fitness or anything, I lose a ton of followers. And that used to get to me for real. I would delete posts and delete comments of things that I posted. And I literally started to mold myself to, like, what can I get the most validation from people from? And it led to me just not posting anything. And that was great. Being on social media was the best thing I could do for my brain, for my mental, for everything. My productivity just skyrocketed through the roof. I quit drinking completely. I quit smoking weed. I smoked weed from the age of like 14 to the age of 18, multiple times every single day. And so many times I told myself I was going to stop, but that inner bitch inside of me would just validate. Like, I would smoke before my workouts and be like, oh, like, you need it for your workouts, it's okay. Or like, it calms your anxiety, it's okay. The anxiety that I was literally bringing on myself by popping 70 milligrams of Vyvanse a day, or by popping like 3 Adderalls a day and smoking weed on top of it and drinking and just scrolling endlessly on social media platforms all day just to fill the void. And it's like, oh, my anxiety, that's self-brought. It was brought on by myself. But we get in this hypnotic rhythm where we don't even think for ourselves. We let our phones and culture and society and the music we listen to just put us in a trance and tell us how to think. And I think it's really sad for this generation. So if my story can help at least one person, I would just be so elated. I would be so excited. It would just mean a lot to me, just if I can know that one person resonated with my story and what I was going through. So that's really what I'm on here to do. And, share my journey through bodybuilding, through building a couple businesses. And yeah, I'm really excited just to put these things out there and like truly be myself. Because like I said, I've gotten to the point where I don't care what anyone thinks anymore. Every time I lose followers for posting what I want to post on social media, because people think it's weird and everything, I like it, honestly. It gives me more fuel, because I'm like, you know what? Every follower I lose, I gain 5 more that actually want to see my content, and that aren't just, jealous that I actually have gained the, confidence. I wouldn't say confidence, but just like the feeling that it's like, I don't give a shit what anyone thinks. because I'm gonna post the content that I want to put out there, and you know, eventually it will start catching on. And if it doesn't, it doesn't. But I feel fulfilled when I make a fire piece of content that's entertaining and inspiring, and I'm talking about what I'm doing, and I finally get it out there after, you know, 4 or 5 hours of editing and filming, and I've been working hard in the gym, and I put it out there. I feel fulfilled. It's like I just finished, you know, 10 hours of work, and I got success from it. So this YouTube channel is just gonna document my thoughts, my aspirations, my ambitions, my struggles, my lows, my highs, you know, times in the gym, what I'm going through. And man, like, I'm just excited because I truly think that all these fitness influencers are just molded by the industry so hard, and everyone is just, there's so much weight within socials. But I think me taking about a year off of social media truly put into perspective of how fake it is. Like, it's just like all these thoughts that I developed from social media, I realized they started to fade, and like the world became real again. Like when I was a little kid, like life was as I made it, and I was listening to all these podcasts, you know, and I really think if you're consuming, we're in the age of information. If you're consuming a lot of information, you need to be taking action, because you can get into a analysis paralysis stage where you're only taking in, but your brain is just oversaturated with knowledge, and you're not taking action on anything. And if you're not acting on what you've learned, you have not truly learned it. So I did that for a while. Like when I was forming my morning routine, I would be like, oh, I've got to cold shower and wake up at 4 and read and jumping jacks, do 500 jump ropes out in the rain, in the cold. And then I've got to stretch, and then I've got to, you know, meditate, and then I've got to say my aspirations, and then I've got to journal, and then I've got to write my goals and all this shit. And by the time I was done with my morning routine, you know, it had been like 3 hours and I hadn't even gotten anything done. So really just take everyone's advice into account, but learn your body. Now my morning routine, I have my non-negotiables. I have to cold shower just because, and I don't think that's for everyone, but it gets my mind right, it gets my body right, it instantly wakes me up, it feels good. I wake up at least before 6:30. You know, if I went to bed super late because I was up working, which I don't like to do because my magic hours are in the morning, you know, I might wake up at like 7:30, something like that, but I try not to be past 7:30. I never hit snooze on my alarm. I don't write that down, but that's a non-negotiable. So, you know, I write my, you know, tasks for the next day, the night before, and like I'll journal a little bit, like my thoughts. It just helps me go to sleep, and then I read. That's just kind of a routine I've planned. But then when I wake up, it's up, make my bed, cold shower, you know, brush my teeth, and then I'll write down my goals, and just start checking off my task list. Straight from there, I get started and I get to it. And you know, training and sticking to my morning routine and ignoring the instant gratification of just getting on my phone and screen sucking, it really comes and it brings you that sense of power. Like you truly feel like a man, because strength is sent to you in the form of desire. And when you resist that desire, that's when you truly feel powerful. And that's when true strength is given to you, because it's strength of your mind. Strength comes from resistance. You never ever feel good when you do something that you're not supposed to do and you give into it. You feel like shit after. But every single time, like if you want to go eat junk food, or, you know, if you're still in the immaturity of, you know, going and watching porn and like jacking off, and you go give into that and you do that, you feel like shit every single time. There is a reason. There is truly a reason, because men are not supposed to give into our every pleasures. And once you realize that it's purpose over pleasure every single time, and you resist that desire, you build up that mental strength. It's just like that rubber band, and it stretches. The more discipline that you instill and the more resistance you have to those instant gratifications, the more the rubber band stretches. And the tighter it gets, the easier it gets to resist those instant gratification dopamine hits. And man, it's a process. It's hard, but you have to do it, and you can do it. You need some guys to hold you accountable. And that's been my thing is, you know, I haven't really had a circle that can hold me accountable greatly. And recently I have been able to, but it's really just been me in my own head battling my own demons. And you know, it doesn't matter how strong you are, how strong-willed you are. Every man needs to have not even just a mentor, but you know, another man keeping them accountable, so they just don't feel like they're in this alone. But guys, like I'm really excited to share my journey with y'all. Like I said, even if there's, you know, 5 of y'all watching and supporting me, you know, I'll wake up in the morning for the 5 of y'all, because that would be worth it to me. Yeah, it's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. Interesting. So what'll be coming, I'll be uploading, you know, videos about my business, you know, my thoughts, things I'm tweaking about my morning routine, because success is a science. It truly is a science. If you document this, you know, the most successful people in the world do X and they achieve Y. And it's the exact same way for you. If you do X, you will achieve Y as long as you stick to it. That's why I think that bodybuilding, or just going to the gym in general, working on your fitness is one of the most important things. Not only does it elevate your frequency, and it, you know, it gets your brain pumping and gets your brain knowing, okay, I put the hard stuff first and then I feel good. Thank y'all for watching. If you made it this far, I truly appreciate it. It's like I have genuine love for you if you've watched this far, because you already know a lot more about me than I know about you. But man, I'm not gonna stop no matter what, no matter how many views these videos get. I'm gonna keep putting them out. I'm gonna keep holding myself accountable, and I'm gonna be grinding, getting better every single solitary day, and giving all glory to God. I appreciate y'all for watching. Like, subscribe, share, leave a comment. Even if you hated the video, I will appreciate the feedback, and I will analyze and I will get better. Thank y'all.